You guys literally played a hand in tanking this girl's mental health.
Huda is not a victim. She is a cause of her own problems. What's up, everybody? Something I wanted to start doing since we're getting closer to the actual new Love Island season. Well, Love Island USA season 8 in basically a month from now, a little less than a month from now, I think. I wanted to start doing like a weekly roundup of all of y'all's Love Island drama out there that social media loves so much. The first thing I'm going to cover is something I covered a month ago or maybe a little more, is Huda, who has been showing us how toxic she really is. It's something I've always called on this channel. Her text messages first came out a month ago to her boyfriend regarding his ex and thinking he's cheating on Huda with his ex. And we saw all of those text messages where she looks like she's losing it, threatening to hurt herself. Well, TMZ just proved that they were real text messages and that they were really used in court for Louis' ex to get a restraining order against Huda. Text messages like, I am losing my mind right now and I need to see you. I have never felt like this, like genuinely wanting to die. I don't think you understand how much you mean to me. This is the kind of behavior we saw from Huda on the season. She was obsessed with Jeremiah in a very toxic way. And another thing that came out from TMZ is a picture of Huda outside of his ex's place, just like his ex said. And it is a portrait of a woman that is batshit crazy. And I don't even say that to be funny. I say that to show what we have always seen from Huda, in my opinion. No matter how many fans that she accumulated during the season that wanted to give her a pass for her toxic behavior. But now people are showing this is her behavior on the show. This is how she was with Jeremiah. She had stalker issues on the show. Why would people be surprised that she has them in real life? And that is why the excuse of a bad edit doesn't always work. Sometimes that is just the edit because that is how the person actually is. But what ended up happening during the season was Huda fans ended up complaining, feeling sorry for her because they fell for her professional victim act. And I cover a lot of shows on this channel, a lot of different reality shows, soap operas, pro wrestling, different things all the time. And one thing I'm glad that I stuck to was always calling Huda out on being a professional victim, because that is what she was during the season, and way too many people fell for that manipulation on the outside watching the show. But I even feel like I should have been even harsher on Huda during the season than I actually was. Some people on TikTok tried to be, only for for the fandom to act like they were the crazy ones. But now they are getting to go on TikTok and talk about Huda's recent behavior.
Now, do y'all remember during the last season of Love Island when y'all was trying to get me canceled and y'all was sending me unaliving threats and trying to dox me because I was defending the black women on the show who y'all were trying to call aggressive and mean and trying to make it seem like they lacked emotional regulation in support of Shorty?
And this is why I'm glad I'm not actually on the TikTok streets, because that's where most of the craziness, especially with this show, goes down.
Damn, he was on to something. He might have been right. But anyway, in other news, actual evidence of somebody who is emotionally unregulated has been publicly released in the case where Louis Russell's baby mama had to file a restraining order against Huda.
What It's Dwight Thomas goes on to say is something I was saying a month or two ago when these text messages first surfaced online, was that Louis himself had to be the one that gave his ex these text messages so that she could get a restraining order. And he maybe felt some type of way about his kids' safety too. Huda clearly was not thinking about her kid when she was sending Louis messages about how she wants to die and all of that. Not putting her kid before the likes of Louis and this new bad toxic relationship for her other news broke that Louis Russell dropped the custody battle with his ex-girlfriend over his son, and I wonder if Huda and being with Huda has something to do with that. I mean, there's all these rumors that they're no longer together, and they probably shouldn't be, even though Huda has said that they are. She wants to make sure that the world knows that she's still in this relationship, even though the world can see her down bad for another guy that she's obsessed with, I guess. But of course, there still are Huda fans out there that are trying to make us feel sorry for Huda because they feel sorry for Huda, I guess, because they fall for her professional victim shit.
They're laughing about it. And I'm like, you guys are not good people. You guys literally played a hand in tanking this girl's mental health and continue to beat her down over and over again for almost a year straight. She's still going through the fucking hate.
Huda is not a victim. She is a cause of her own problems. And that is what I was trying to get people to see during the actual season. And it's a shame that there are still people out there that can't see that. Or maybe they do see that and they act the same way in relationships. That is a theory I've also always had. But the truth is, I feel like there's people that don't like Huda because they stan other people. But I feel like a lot of people were trying to get people to see Huda's behavior because she has this fan base that continues to enable her bad behavior. And if you continue to enable her bad behavior, will it just spiral more and more out of control? The likes of that happening is actually pretty high.
I really wish people on TikTok would stop thinking it's funny to endorse Huda's behavior. The girl obviously needs help, and you all are just like, oh, it's so iconic. So what if she was outside someone's apartment complex?
And that's exactly what they do. They endorse this behavior, and it is an enabling thing to do for someone that does need help, who shouldn't be in relationships until they get that help, because they always act this kind of psycho. It's psycho shit. Anyway, moving on to Huda's ex, Jeremiah, who's also been going through it on social media because people don't like the way he handled the situation with Pepe on Beyond the Villa, which I've also been agreeing with. I think that the more and more Jeremiah talks, the more and more the season goes along with Jeremiah, he looks bad. He's coming across to me during the season as such a fake fraud, and people are not liking some of the things he's been saying on social media as his excuses as to why he wouldn't shake Pepe's hand, when the real reason is he wanted to be a part of the clout clique, and he wanted to be in with the cool kids, and Pepe was the one on the outs, and he thought that the fandom wasn't going to like Pepe either. Well, now he's paying for that.
After school program, lied about like 4 cars he had. I think it's not even about the money or lifestyle or status, because I have millionaire friends and I have minimum wage friends, so it's never been like that for me.
I mean, first of all, minimum wage friends is crazy. I mean, you might as well just call those friends the poors that you hang out with, because just referring to some of your friends as minimum wage friends is wild to me. And I think that Jeremiah came across here as making excuses. He's still saying, like Iris is, that Pepe is a big liar. Well, there has been other stuff resurfacing on social media, especially from the Twitter account S Overzealous, who has been sticking up for Pepe quite a bit. She found that TJ's mom liked one of Pepe's ex's videos where the whole thing about Pepe being a liar first came out. People say that he lied about owning a gym and that he lied that he did work for kids after school, had this after school program. Let's listen to his ex. Although I always think if there's anyone on these shows that you shouldn't pay attention to, it's the person's exes, because they could be scorned.
With some other posts that showed that he lied to me, like for him owning a gym.
Now, when I tried to research if Pepe owned a gym, it was not easy to find, but others, did look into it more than I did, and they found evidence that from someone that knows Pepe that talked about Pepe owning a gym. So if people are going to believe an ex that knew Pepe, why can't they believe a friend or a mentor of Pepe's that knows Pepe?
Now, call me crazy, but I did go look up the receipts because I'm not going to back anyone without looking at whether or not they did what they said they did. So I went and looked at Pepe's tag post and I found this.
What's up, everyone? My name is AJ Gaspara. I've been a basketball trainer in Southern California for the past 12 years, and I trained Pepe Garcia from Love Island.
As you can see, that was AJ Gaspora, the previous trainer of Pepe and someone who has known him throughout his career. Now, at the end of that video, AJ says this.
But yeah, now he's become one of my most famous clients I've ever trained. Super proud of him. Like he said, he has an after-school program teaching youth sports. We're building that program up in our area. And he also co-owns a gym in Long Beach, fitness gym. And super proud of him.
There's also other posts of people talking about how they hope Pepe would return for the after-school basketball program. So I don't think Pepe was lying about the after-school program. I don't think he was lying at all. So Jeremiah is still continuing to say that Pepe lied about that just because of some TikTok video is really fucking stupid. And that's how people like Jeremiah and Iris and Amaya are getting where they are now after Beyond the Villa, because they go with stupid narratives and then they have all the egg on their face. I don't know if Pepe is lying about the gym though, but according to someone that knows Pepe, he does co-own a gym. People are also pointing out, though, that if you're going to believe in Pepe's exes, then maybe you should believe in TJ's as well, because he definitely had exes coming out during the show, too, about how he was a big old cheater fuckboy.
Worst part is that she was a freshman.
Oh my god.
But like I stayed with him and like the week went like so good. Like I fully came back to New York and I was like, me and TJ are getting back together. I like told my friends, told my family, because like we talked about it and like everything, it literally felt like no time has passed. Everything was great.
Basically, TJ's ex was talking about how she thought she was going to get back together with TJ, but really he was just messing around with a bunch of other women. I will say, for Nick and Olandria stands out there, the word there, or at least the anticipation there, is if Olandria will actually be a part of the Met Gala. We'll see, I guess. That's not really my thing, but we'll see, I guess, if she is or not. Anyway, those were the biggest topics going on this past week or this weekend on social media from Love Island. I will be back to discuss the next two episodes, well, the last two episodes of Beyond the Villa, and any other drama out there